Okay, so a few weeks back, we saw the Magic Keyboard with trackpad come with the new 2020 iPad Pros. And just in case you didn't know, they're also backwards compatible with the 2018 iPad Pros as well. Now, with this new keyboard, I thought I could totally switch over to using my iPad Pro full-time versus using my MacBook Pro, which doesn't do as well with battery life and also doesn't have the Apple Pencil functionality that I actually use quite a bit. So ever since this Magic Keyboard came out, I started using my iPad Pro as my main mobile computer, and I have to say, I'm very impressed. Now, to take a step back for just a second, you have to know where Apple has come from in this particular market. With my 10.5-inch iPad Pro, I had Apple's Smart Folio keyboard, and while that was an okay experience, it was very flawed, and it definitely didn't push me towards getting rid of my MacBook Pro. Some things that I really didn't like was the typing experience was extremely spongy. The hinge on the back that was supposed to keep the iPad upright was super flimsy, but it also kept the iPad at only one viewing angle experience. So that was also a major drawback to using that particular product. All in all, it just had way too many drawbacks to actually compare it to the use of my MacBook Pro. Now, moving on to my new setup, and the Magic Keyboard is definitely a huge difference maker. The typing experience is just like my MacBook Pro, so nothing too different there. And it also has a backlight, so that's a huge plus as well because then you can use it at night without any drawbacks. Honestly, from a typing experience point of view, there are no drawbacks whatsoever. But I will say though, that the weight distribution isn't exactly like the MacBook Pro. So if you're using this setup on your lap, it might not be the smoothest experience simply because the weight distribution is still a little bit too top heavy. For me though, it's fine because I work off of the desk anyways, but everyone is different. So that's one thing to think about and to note if you like to lap your computer quite a bit or use it in your lap. Moving on, and the trackpad experience is definitely something worth mentioning. Obviously, we haven't seen anything like this on the iPad from Apple before, and I have to say that the first gen trackpad that they've made here is absolutely fantastic. Even though it's smaller than my 15-inch MacBook Pro trackpad, I still find it really useful in my day-to-day task and very easy to use. The tracking is super smooth, the gestures come in handy when I want to navigate quickly, and the ability to click without tapping my screen is also very helpful. Now, the most significant improvement from my previous experience with Apple's Folio device, or Smart Folio, was that they've actually made their own keyboard hinge that attaches your iPad to the bottom half of this keyboard. This new hinge experience feels super solid, and it also allows for multiple viewing angles, and the USB-C port built in makes it a lot less cumbersome to charge your iPad during use. Also, one thing to add is that you can actually charge your iPad and hook up a USB drive to your iPad without using a stupid dongle. So for me, at least, who doesn't like dongles, that's a big plus. Okay, so how does this Magic Keyboard change things for me specifically? Well, quite simply put, I don't use my 15-inch MacBook Pro anymore. I will have to say though that if you use a MacBook Pro primarily for editing, then this isn't a solution for you quite yet because obviously the iPad Pro can't run Final Cut Pro or any other Pro apps for that matter. Since I use my iMac Pro for editing and do most of my lighter tasks on my iPad, it's actually the perfect combo for my specific workflow. Now, on the other hand, if you are not a pro user and you need a device that can go mobile and all you're doing is simple tasks, then this device would be perfect. It's actually downright perfect for students out there because of the Apple Pencil support and now this new keyboard with trackpad because you can take notes and edit them all in one place and in multiple ways. So guys, that was my experience using the iPad Pro with the Magic Keyboard, and now I just don't find the need for my MacBook Pro. But as you guys heard before, this is totally situational. So if you just need a device to do simple tasks, this setup is perfect. If you guys want to do more with your device to edit video and all of that, maybe consider a different setup, but this would still be a great addition if you want to handle everything else that you need to do past that editing experience. Okay guys, so that was today's video, but if you wanted to shoot me any questions about what we talked about in today's video, make sure to leave those in the comment section down below. I'll be sure to get back to you guys ASAP. If you guys liked today's video, make sure to hit that like button, get subscribed, and hit that notification bell button to get updates on when any future content is released. So with that said guys, I hope to see you in some upcoming content, but until then, I hope you all have an awesome day.